Hey everybody, John Cleese here with Lake Effect Garden and Design, and I'm here with Keith Cluting from Black River Habitats. Welcome, Keith. Keith and I partnered on this meadow. Actually, Keith really brought his expertise to this, but we're back at the house that we photographed before, and we seeded this. I think we did this back in May, and so we wanted to give you all a shot to see what it looks like when you first seed a meadow. And I would say this was almost pure sand because there was new construction. They built a tennis court behind us, and I don't even know what happened to the topsoil, but they didn't leave it for the homeowner for sure. But this was all seeded in sand in May, and then we hit the drought. But it is irrigated back here. So this is an irrigated meadow that was seeded on sand, and we thought we would take a look at what the very little tiny little native plants look like when they first come out. And I brought Keith in so that I don't make a mistake, but he's already quizzing me, so I'm gonna go and you tell me when I'm wrong. Does that work for you?
Fair enough.
All right, so we've got the little black-eyed Susan is probably the easiest one, right? Because that's got the little bit of the fur on the back, correct?
Yep.
Little fuzz.
And that's one of your quickest ones to come in.
Okay, but I don't know if it's the biennial or the regular one. It's too early to tell right now, right?
Right.
Okay, but no matter what, even if it's a biennial, black-eyed Susan comes in and out of your. I mean, that's the last one you have to worry about, right?
They're early in. They're the first ones to flower. They're the first ones to establish, but they generally phase out.
First in, first out.
Yep, as everything matures.
Okay. And then we have partridge pea here, and I think we'll have, actually maybe Brianna, we got one over there that's actually blooming. So that's more of an annual, but again, for that one, we're relying on the fact that it's gonna mostly self-seed, right? So
Yes.
it gets established the first year.
Correct.
All right, so I'm gonna try to find another one. This looks to me like this is Coreopsis. Is that
Yep.
correct? All right, okay.
So,
Got Coreopsis, which has this very narrow leaf there, not really any fuzz on the back, but it's pretty much the narrow list is what you're looking for.
yeah,
at this
when
point.
they're first establishing. Yep.
Okay, so we think we found yet another seed that's germinated, we believe, and we'll find out if we're correct. We'll come back, but that this might be Baptisia or Wild Blue Indigo, which, as all of you know, is absolutely one of my favorite native plants that blooms in June. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So we'll see if that's it. So I found another plant while Keith left us, but I got lupine here. So we actually have a little lupine, and you can see the purple. That's kind of exciting. That is a big, deep taproot, but that's awfully fun to have in your garden. So I'm going to go out on a limb. Keith is very sure that this is purple prairie clover, which is one of my favorites for sure. Especially if pure sand. You can actually grow that on a sand dune. And we believe that this might be coneflower coming up, and that is different from the black-eyed Susan. You can see the black-eyed Susan again has that, it's a little bit silvery gray, and it's got the fuzz on it, and this does not have the fuzz on it, and you can really start to see that coneflower petal. Right, we've got butterfly weed. This will end up being orange butterfly weed, which you all have seen in other videos or online, because it's one of my favorites for sure. So we have butterfly weed, black-eyed Susan, the Coreopsis, and this is oat grass, we should say. So part of our mix that we used here in this prairie, what would you say the percentage of oat grass is in? It's like
It's a pretty low percent. I don't remember.
20% maybe of the.
Yeah, I don't remember the pounds per acre on this, but it's just meant as a.
Yeah, what's the main reason for putting the oat grass?
It'd be
into
considered a nurse crop, so it kind of helps hold the soil, gives you something established.
It also fixes with nitrogen, right? When it dies, you got the root mass in the ground.
You're throwing down some roots to help stabilize the ground. You're providing some thatch to help hold moisture. Oats are pretty short-lived, so it's a seasonal. These have already gone to seed, so this seed will actually fall on the ground and resprout
next spring.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I remember when I first started working with you, because I was using annual rye, and you were saying that really the oat is better because the rye takes a while to diminish, so to speak, over the years, right? It keeps reseeding a little bit longer.
I prefer the oats because they're a smaller plant, so there's less thatch. There's they generally, most species don't live through the winter, so they kill off, where a rye will go through the winter and it'll take off on you in the spring.
Yeah.
And it can go to seed so fast, and then you can beat it back, and it does work, but I prefer the oats.
Okay.
It's just less.
You heard it. So annual oat versus the annual rye. And now I think the one other thing we found in here is some little blue stem grass, but I don't see a lot over here. Wait, no, that's not, is that, you can tell that already from there?
here,
Okay.
here.
So this is the little blue stem grass
There's a
that's coming
bigger
up.
one.
Okay, there's the bigger one where I can't, because you told me to look for that flat and I can't really quite see the flatness, but maybe on the other ones we'll see that. So that'd be good. All right, so there we go. So we know that the seeds worked, and we'll check back in and check on the progress of this meadow as it's growing. Thanks so much for coming to my channel, and I hope you'll subscribe to Lake Effect Garden Design, and please like the video so we can bring more of these to you. All right, have a great one. Thanks.